Ooh, Lucas, good question. How do you redefine and prioritize OKRs as you're pivoting and redefining your product and value proposition? This one here, I hope, is where the learning OKR comes in, right? Because, we have been a part of companies, of course, that have done really well, but there have been companies that, we don't talk too much about, right? Because they don't end up being that company that pivots well enough and does those things. And, for some of those companies, they are using OKRs, but those OKRs are sending them off a cliff. And, it's up to you and the team to realize, are we heading toward that cliff that's actually not one that's helpful? And in the case example of this company that I'm thinking about, the model that we set out was just unsustainable. If for every transaction we lost $6, so the cliff was very expensive. And for us, we should have done an OKR exercise of, hey, is this cliff we're going on actually the right one, right? Shouldn't we be focused? This is the small, medium business market example that I always keep thinking about. It's like, we should have pivoted away from consumers where we were losing the $6 to one that should have been a more small, medium business focused product where we were making money. And so the pivot, the redefinition, these KRs are meant to help you every week, right? Like, because you can track them. We're making progress, we're not, this is red or yellow. What is that telling you as a team to do, right? Whenever a KR goes from green to yellow or yellow to red, it should mean to you as a team, we need a plan to fix it. And if it ends up staying yellow and red, it's like, well, shoot, what's going completely wrong here? Is it, oh, that's right, COVID happened. Okay, we now know it's COVID, so we have to change all of our strategies, right? It's responding to an external situation. But what if this red and yellow green are actually things happening in your team? And, from a product, like it's just not clicking. Well, then I think that's where, Lucas, you and the team have to maybe switch to that learning mode a little bit and say, well, how do we change our product to be more useful? What do we need to do to prove that this pivot we're about to take works? That sort of forces you to get out of the, Figma and coding environments and kind of go outside and the Zooms, right? Because it's still COVID time, right? But like spending time with your customers to find out really, do they get value of what you have?